Are you tired of paying exorbitant taxes and complying with complicated regulations? Are you dreaming of running your business from a beautiful tropical island while sipping on a piña colada? Well, an offshore company might just be the solution you've been looking for. Before you dive into the world of offshore companies, let's start with a real-life example. Remember the Panama Papers scandal that rocked the world in 2016? It was a massive leak of documents that exposed how wealthy individuals and corporations were using offshore companies to evade taxes and launder money. While not all offshore companies are created equal, it's important to understand the basics before you consider setting one up. What is an offshore company? An offshore company is a legal entity that is incorporated in a country other than where its ultimate beneficial owners reside or where its main business operations take place. The main advantages of offshore companies are tax minimization, asset protection, and confidentiality. Where can you set up an offshore company? There are many countries that offer favorable tax and legal regimes for offshore companies. Some popular jurisdictions include the British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, Bermuda, and Seychelles. Each jurisdiction has its own unique features, such as the level of privacy, the cost of incorporation, and the ease of doing business. How to set up an offshore company? The process of setting up an offshore company varies depending on the jurisdiction. However, in general, you will need to choose a name for your company, appoint directors and shareholders, and submit the necessary documentation to the relevant authorities. It's important to work with a reputable service provider who can guide you through the process and ensure compliance with local regulations. What are the tax implications of an offshore company? The tax implications of an offshore company depend on your country of residence and the jurisdiction where the company is incorporated. In general, offshore companies are used to minimize taxes through legal means such as tax incentives, exemptions, and treaties. However, it's important to seek professional advice to ensure compliance with your local tax laws. What are the risks of an offshore company? Offshore companies can be used for legitimate purposes, such as international trade and investment, but they can also be used for illegal activities such as money laundering and tax evasion. It's important to ensure that your offshore company is set up for legitimate purposes and that you comply with all local regulations. In conclusion, offshore companies can offer many advantages for those seeking to minimize taxes, protect assets, and maintain confidentiality. However, it's important to approach the process with caution and seek professional advice to ensure compliance with local regulations.